Happy June! Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to Silver City Community Theater Radio Hour, Sundays at 4, right here on Gila Members Community Radio, KURU 89.1 FM, Silver City, New Mexico, and streaming online at gmcr.org. Hi, I'm Wendy Spurgeon. I'm your hostess here with weekly radio theater entertainment, meticulously edited by Chris Wellman of Mystic Way Productions, and featuring the fresh, locally sourced talent of Silver City Community Theater and beyond. As we continue to explore the golden age of radio, we discover all kinds of historical scripts, comedies, dramas, transcripts, and some controversies that enrich, educate, and entertain us. And we enjoy bringing these lost gems to light. We have got a great show for you today. Woo! Is it hot outside? Because we got a hot show. This is Season 1, Episode 7. SCCT Radio Hour presents the controversial Mae West in Adam and Eve. We've got another 5-minute mystery. This one's called My Pal Patsy. And a delightful comedy, The Third Angle. Now, just to set the scene for Adam and Eve, I'm going to share a little bit from an article that was written by Lindsay Hobbs. It's called The Mae West Incident, Radio Censorship in the 1930s. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but just some bits that apply to what we're going to hear in our sketch today. So she says, Mae West's signature body performance style always courted controversy, whether in her appearances on stage, film, or radio. Even once spending 10 days in jail on obscenity charges early in her career, it did little to curb her overtly sexual variety of entertainment. In fact, she capitalized on the controversy to great success. Although her screenplays were usually heavily edited, West's fondness for the double entendre always allowed her to sidestep censors. Nearly as often, however, it landed her in scandal. Such was the case when she appeared alongside Don Amici and Charlie McCarthy in 1937 on the Chase and Sanborn Hour, a popular radio variety show in the 1930s and 40s. This two-part half-hour segment on the Chase and Sanborn Hour first presented Don Amici along with West in the Garden of Eden, with Amici in the role of Adam and West in the role of Eve. The sketch, written by Arch Oboler, redefined the role of Eve to better suit West's sultry style. Eve now became a sexual aggressor, all too willing to sacrifice her virginity. She quickly proclaimed her boredom with Eden, invited Adam to leave this dump, and seduced the serpent to obtain the forbidden fruit. The sketch provoked a swift reaction from conservative listeners and a formal and organized response from religious groups, such as the Legion of Decency. Now, rather than accept responsibility for the sketch, NBC opted to point the finger directly at West. The network argued that there was nothing indecent in the content of the sketch itself, but it was West's tone and style of performance that made it offensive. The sketch performed by any other actors would not have raised eyebrows in the least, they claimed. NBC barred West from any network programs, including any mention of her name, and she would not return to radio again until 1950. Woo! banished from radio, you Eve. Oh my goodness. Okay. And then moving on, it says neither Don Amici, Edgar Bergen, nor the writer of the sketch, Arch Oboler, bore any of the blame. In fact, the careers of all three blossomed in the years that followed. Soon after the scandal, Oboler was given his own NBC radio show titled Arch Oboler's Plays, while Don Amici and Edgar Bergen continued to enjoy great success and popularity in television and film. There it is. While reform groups such as the Legion of Decency and the Women's National Radio Committee protested loudly to the FCC about West's performance, these campaigns prompted a backlash of their own, as critics of the conservative voices wrote to the FCC and NBC in support of the broadcast, decrying FCC censorship. Many claimed that West's sketch was no worse than material performed by Fred Allen or Eddie Cantor, suggesting that her gender played a significant role in the official response. The mixed reaction suggests that mainstream American values were not necessarily in line with those of the more vocal reformist groups. Even the Chicago Daily News wrote in support of West, asserting, NBC and the commercial sponsors of the program knew Mae West. They knew her technique. They'd seen her and heard her. They coached her in rehearsals. But when the public protests swamped them, they pretended they had Mae all mixed up with Mary Pickford or Shirley Temple, unquote. The Mae West incident, as it has become popularly known, represents one of the earliest occurrences of FCC action against indecency, the consequences of which reverberated throughout broadcast networks. The incident and its aftermath serve to highlight the many forces that shaped radio programming in the 1930s. Woo! Thank you. Thank you, Lindsay Hobbs, for your research and for writing this article. Wow, really interesting. I think, it wasn't what Mae West was saying, but how she said it that triggered such a powerful response. So what may seem campy or over the top or silly to some of us now, in her time, she was actually taking some pretty bold risks as a comedic actress. Risky enough to get banished from the radio until 1950. Oh my goodness. Well, in our SCCT Radio Hour homage to Chase and Sandburn's Adam and Eve, we have Robin Santa Teresa as the host. Now, I asked Gay Rock to sing the Dorothy Lamour song, Every Day's a Holiday, and she delivered, and she actually brought with her husband's voice. So we've got Gay Rock and Brian Rock joining up to sing Dorothy Lamour's Every Day's a Holiday. Doug Abbott as the announcer and the snake. Greg Bond as Adam. And our very own Marianne Marlar takes on Mae West as Eve in Adam and Eve. Enjoy.
You remember the old adage that coming events cast their shadows before them. Well, we consider it a real event when Mae West makes one of her rare appearances on the air. So by way of upholding a good old superstition, Dorothy Lamour does a little shadow casting for us. With the title song from Miss West's new major motion picture, Every Day's a Holiday.
There are 4th of Julys in both of your eyes, and an Easter Sunday too. 'Cause every day's a holiday since the day that I found you. Every heaven and earth day feels like a birthday, a May Day rendezvous. the day that I found you.
They ought to hang the flags out, they ought to close the banks. And though it's not November, still I feel like giving thanks.
You're a happy new year, a movie premiere, you're a Christmas present too. 'Cause every day's a holiday since the day that I found you.
And with that nice bit of foreshadowing by Dorothy Lamour, we come to the event itself, which is the presence of Mae West in our company tonight. Miss West has carved such a sizable niche for herself in the Hall of Fame with her unique characterizations that not only is her name known in every home up and down the country, but the phrases and expressions which she has originated have almost become part of the American language. For us, she forsakes the picture hats and sweeping dresses of the gay 90s, which you'll find so becoming in her new picture, and turns back time to step into the Garden of Eden and then into the character of the most fascinating woman of them all, Eve. Wendell, will you set the scene for us?
Well, of course, we find Adam and Eve in the famous Garden of Eden. And this lighthearted travesty about what might have taken place in those days when the world was young was written for us by Arch Obler, one of radio's better-known writers. Under a spreading fig tree rests one Mr. Adam, sprawled out lazily in the hot sun. Eve, obviously, is bored beyond endurance as they play a game of cards with a deck of fig leaves.
Listen, tall, tanned, and tired. It's time I told you a thing or two. Ever since creation, I've done nothing but playing double solitaire. It's disgusting. It's got me down.
Well, we've got a nice place here.
That's the trouble. It's too nice.
Well, I'm not complaining.
But I want something to happen. A little excitement, a little adventure. A girl's got to have a little fun once in a while. There's no future under a fig tree.
Oh, now come on, woman. Be like me. Why don't you relax and take it easy, huh?
'Cause I'm a lady of big ideas.
What kind of ideas?
Oh, you've no idea. Listen, Adam, I've got to get a chance to expand my personality.
Well, go on, expand.
I will. Out there.
Out there? You mean outside the gates of the Garden of Eden?
Now you're talking.
Oh, but who knows what's out there?
I'd find out.
No, we can't go. We still have a lease on this place.
You mean to tell me a lease is the thing that's holding me back from developing my personality?
Well, a lease is a lease. Anyway, we've got a nice place here. Temperature perfect, sun always shining, nothing but a heavy dew once in a while.
What are you? The Chamber of Commerce?
Oh, go away. Let me sleep, will you?
Listen, Adam, I tell you gotta get me out of this place. You gotta break the lease.
Yeah, but what for? This is Eden. Everything is peaceful and quiet and safe.
That's the trouble. It's too safe. I tell you, it's disgusting.
What are you talking about?
Adam, you don't know a thing about women.
Oh, you apparently forget you were originally one of my own ribs.
Yeah, I ribbed once, and now I'm beefing.
Me? I know everything about women.
That's covering a lot of territory. Listen, long, lazy, and lukewarm. You think I want to stay in this place all my life?
I do. And I tell you, you're one of my ribs.
Yeah, but one of your floating ribs. A couple of months of peace and security, and a woman's bored all the way down to the bottom of her marriage certificate.
Well, then, what do you want? Trouble?
Trouble? Listen, if trouble means something that makes you catch your breath, if trouble means something that makes your blood run through your veins like seltzer water, Adam, my man, give me trouble.
Oh, Eve, you don't want trouble.
Ah, now tell me the low-down truth, Adam. Ain't there any way you can break our lease?
Well, yes, there is, but I won't tell you.
No?
No, this is paradise. Free light, free heat, free meals. What else could a man want? Answer me that.
I got a couple of good ideas if you'll tell me how to break the lease.
No, I won't do it.
Oh, Adam.
What?
Come on over here.
What for? To hold hands?
Oh, that old game? Can't you think of something new? You know nothing about nothing.
Oh, yes, I do. I know more than you do, woman.
Oh, what, for instance?
I know all about the tree.
What tree, man? What tree?
That tree in the middle of the garden? The lease says that if we eat any of its fruit, we get thrown out of here.
Oh, now, is that a fact?
Sure. That's why there's a fence around it. I tell you, one bite of those apples and you get dispossessed.
How fascinating. Adam, you can hold my hand now.
No, I got a better idea.
Oh, yeah? I'm listening. I'm waiting. Well, what are you going to do now?
I think I'll go fishing.
How disgusting.
Now, wait a minute. You can't talk to me that way. Do you realize I'm man number one?
Yeah, but are you number one man?
Oh, well, I'll see you around supper time. I'll be back.
Ah, so that's the trouble. So it's the tree over there. Hello, tree. How would you like to do a little lease breaking for a woman with ideas, huh? Not room enough to squeeze through those slats for a woman of my personality. Now, if I only knew someone skinny enough.
Salutations, Mrs. Eve.
Oh, if it isn't Mr. Snake. Hello, long, dark, and slinky.
Mrs. Eve, why are you standing by that tree?
Stop wiggling, and I'll tell you. Listen, I know you don't approve, but I've got a little proposition to make.
I certainly refuse to listen. What is it?
Do you think, with the proper provocation, you could squeeze through that fence around the tree?
That's the forbidden tree.
Oh, don't be technical. Answer me this, my palpitating python. Would you like to have this whole paradise to yourself?
Certainly.
Okay, then. Pick me a handful of fruit. Adam and I'll eat it, and the Garden of Eden is all yours. What do you say?
Sounds all right, but it's forbidden fruit.
Listen, what are you? My friend in the grass or a snake in the grass?
But forbidden fruit.
Are you a snake or are you a mouse?
I'll do it.
Now you're talking. Here, right in between those pickets.
I'm stuck.
Oh, shake your hips. There. Now you're through.
I shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, but you're doing all right. Now, get me a big one. I feel like doing a big apple.
Here you are, Mrs. Eve.
Oh, I see. Nice going, swivel hips.
Wait a minute. It won't work. Adam will never eat that forbidden apple.
Oh, yes, he will, when I'm through with it.
Nonsense, he won't.
He will if I feed it to him like women are going to feed men for the rest of time.
What's that?
Applesauce.
Eve, where are you? Eve?
Waiting, my love. Just waiting.
Oh, well, hello, Eve. What have you been doing?
Me? Oh, I've just been making a little history.
Huh?
The first woman to make a monkey out of a snake.
Say, how about supper? And don't tell me we got fig stew again.
Oh, no. Something new. So help me. Something new. Here, have a bite of this.
Well, what is it?
A new kind of sauce. It's good for you.
Are you sure?
Just to prove it's pure, 100% proof, I'll have a demi-tasse of it myself. All right, No, wait. Before you eat, answer me this. Are you gonna take me out of this dismal dump and give me a chance to develop my personality?
Oh, Eve, are you gonna start that over again?
No, I'm going to end it. Eat your sauce, big boy, and hold your hat if you've got one.
Oh, say, this is darn good sauce. Where did you find it? Oh, my head. What happened to me?
We've been dispossessed.
Yeah, but why?
Forbidden applesauce.
Oh, Eve, what have you done?
I've just made a little more history, that's all. I'm the first woman to have her own way, and a snake will take the rap for it.
But Eve, we've lost the Garden of Eden. We're just... Eve, it's as if I see you for the first time. You're beautiful.
And you fascinate me.
Your eyes.
Tell me more.
Your lips. Come closer. I want to hold you closer. I want to...
You want to what?
Eve, what was that?
That was the original kiss.
Thank you, Mae West, for that most illuminating glimpse of the lady who was responsible for so much history. The Chase and Sanborn Hour with Nelson Eddy, Mae West, Edgar Bergen, Charlie McCarthy, Dorothy Lamour, the Stroud twins, and Robert Armbruster will continue in just a moment.
Great work, and thank you, Robin, Gay, Brian, Doug, Greg, and Marianne. And extra special thanks to Chris Wellman of Mystic Way Productions for audio engineering these Zoom recordings. and transforming them into great radio play entertainment each week. We literally could not do this without you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Chris. And if you're just now tuning in, you're listening to Silver City Community Theater Radio Hour right here on Gila Members Community Radio, KURU 89.1 FM, Silver City, New Mexico, and online at gmcr.org, a voice and a choice for Southwest New Mexico. Next up, we have an intriguing little interlude. It's the 5-minute mystery. And this one is called My Pal Patsy. Shelley Chase is our announcer. Monty Valenzuela is Dr. Melville. Greg Bond as Lem. Doug Abbott as Gotti. And Carol Gatta is the voice on the phone, and she's also doing the toothpaste commercial. It's pretty fun. You're going to love this new for us segment, an interlude, if you will. A 5-minute mystery, My Pal Patsy.
Another 5-minute mystery. Our story takes place in Greens Gap, a small town in the Southern Cavern District.
Greens Gap Hospital, Dr. Melville speaking.
Doctor, there's been an accident out at Echo Cavern.
Accident? What kind of accident?
2 men were exploring and they just got lost last night. One's unconscious. You better come quick before he's dead.
I hope you know how to get out to Echo Cavern, Lem.
With the job of being town constable and ambulance driver, I reckon I know all there is to know about this country.
Okay, ever been into the cavern, Lem?
Once, Doc Melville, when I was a boy, nearly got my hide tanned off by my paw. Echo Cavern is a mighty treacherous place.
You mean it's easy to get lost in it?
Not only that, Doc, it's that cavern gas carbine. Something...
You mean carbon dioxide?
Yes, that's it. All of a sudden, you run into some of that stuff, and before you know it, bing, you're out.
And still people seem to be exploring there?
More fools to be. I wouldn't go in them caverns, at least till I was not without a dog.
A dog? What for?
Well, if a dog keels over, then you know the gas is collecting.
I'm afraid, Mr. Gaddy, your friend is dead.
Poor Patsy. It was from the gas, wasn't it, Doc?
That's what it looks like to me.
Why did you go in that cavern anyway?
Patsy asked me to. He never seen a cave before.
How far did you go in?
Well, it didn't seem very far, but all of a sudden, we lost our way.
Where was that?
Well, how do I know whereabouts? If we was lost, we tried to trace our way back, but it wasn't no use. Patsy started to get scared. It's kind of funny to see a big guy like that get scared.
Yes, he is a rather big fellow, isn't he?
Yeah, 6'4". The mob used to call us Mutt and Jeff.
And then what happened?
Well, I was a little scared myself, but we stuck together. You know, walking in the dark with only my flash from the car. All of a sudden, Pat's keeled over.
From the gas?
Yeah, that's what I figured. His head hit on a rock, and I guess that just about finished him off.
I suppose you reckon yourself pretty lucky, mister.
Yeah, sure. I figure it's 'cause I'm only 5'3" that I got out of there alive. The gas must have been just about a foot over my head.
Yeah. And what do you think about that, Doc Melville?
I think you better arrest Mr. Gaddy for the murder of his friend Patsy.
What was the flaw in Gotti's story? Do you know it? In a moment, we'll hear from Lem and Dr. Melville.
Now, families all over the country have named their favorite toothpaste new pearly whites with cleaning crystals, new fresh tasting pearly whites with the new cool minty flavor. It's the 3-to-1 favorite over all other toothpastes. It's true. Families all over the country preferred new pearly whites over all other brands they tried. They said new pearly whites toothpaste tastes better, makes breath cleaner, and makes teeth whiter. Get new Pearly Whites toothpaste for your family right away.
And now, let's see whether you're as observant as Lem and the doctor.
Hey, Copper, let me put my hands down. They're tired.
When you're in Green Gap's jail, not before.
I don't get it. It was a good story. I still can't figure out how you found out.
Lem tells me they used to take dogs into the cavern because the gas is heavier than air. It collects on the floor. If you really met gas, you would have keeled over first, before your pal Patsy.
Well, what do you know? I tell you, nowadays in this murder racket, you need a college education.
If you're just tuning in, this is SCCT Radio Hour, and that was a 5-minute mystery. My pal Patsy, right here on Gila Membres Community Radio, KURU 89.1 FM, Silver City, New Mexico, and online at gmcr.org. Thank you to our cast, Shelley Chase, Monty Valenzuela, Greg Bond, Doug Abbott, and Carol Gatta. And special thanks to our audio engineer, Chris Wellman of Mystic Way Productions. We literally could not do this show without you. Thank you. And thank you all, because we are a community theater. Our objective is to enrich, educate, and entertain with a vibrant range of live theater experiences year-round. Silver City Community Theater is a 501c3 nonprofit arts organization. And if you would like to become a member, sponsor, or volunteer with SCCT, go to www.silvercitycommunitytheater.com. We are optimistic that as the city, the town begins to open up, as more people are feeling confident to get out there, we will be able to offer live theater performances, workshops, and casting opportunities for our community. And now for our final show of the hour, Fleshman's Yeast Hour presented The Third Angle on July 18th, 1935, starring Miss Gladys George, who, like Mae West, was making very bold and brave acting choices for her time. So I'm going to share a little bit about Miss George. According to Wikipedia, George went on the stage at the age of 3 and toured the United States, appearing with her parents, who were British actors. She starred on stage in the 1920s, although she had made several films during the early part of that decade. Here's a similarity with Mae West, so Gladys George. She played a nymphomaniacal star in the Broadway hit Personal Appearance, a comedy by Lawrence Riley. This role was reprised by Mae West in the classic film Go West, Young Man, where West adapted the play. And in 1936, George was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Actress for Valiant is the Word for Carrie. Other roles were Madam X, Marie Antoinette, The Roaring Twenties, The Way of All Flesh, The Maltese Falcon, The Best Years of Our Lives, He Ran All the Way, Detective Story, and Lullaby of Broadway. George's Broadway credits include The Distant City, Lady in Waiting, and The Betrothal. We think you're really going to enjoy the third angle. It goes quite nicely with Adam and Eve, which, if you think about it, it's kind of a triangle between Adam, Eve, and the snake. And the third angle is a different kind of triangle. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but we found it to be a fresh and funny take on love triangles, especially for the 1930s. Brave and bold choices. As our host, we have Mary Barrett. I am playing the Gladys George role of Anne Page. We've got the brilliant Mel Gelb as Jerry Page. And the wonderful Shelley Chase is Clara Brent. Enjoy the third angle.
May I present one of the season's toasts along the Great White Way, the bright star of personal appearance, which, if you'll pardon the pun, has turned out to be a personal long-term triumph and appearance for our lovely guest of the evening, Miss Gladys George. Believing with us that light entertainment is the best warm weather fare, Miss George has selected as her dramatic vehicle for tonight an amusing little comedy entitled The Third Angle by Florence Ryerson. With her in the cast are Mr. Otto Hewlett and Miss Florence Robinson. Miss George plays the part of Anne Page, the wife of Jerry Page, a young portrait painter who seems unusually popular with his sitters, especially the feminine ones. As our scene opens, we find Anne busily engaged arranging flowers in their living room as Jerry enters from his adjoining studio.
What are you doing that for?
Well, I thought the place needed some flowers. Jerry, there was a pink envelope in your morning's mail. You know, darling, we hadn't been married a year before I learned that a pink envelope at breakfast meant a lady to tea.
Well, you're wrong this time. No one's coming.
You're sure? Well, in that case, I'll just call the bishop.
Hold on. What bishop?
Bishop Wilson, dear. You know, the nice fat pink one. He wants to talk about a portrait.
Hang it all, Anne. I don't want to paint him.
But, dear, you paint such nice bishops.
I don't care. I've done 4 this year, and I'm sick of bishops.
Yes, dear, I know you are. You're getting on nicely with this picture, though, aren't you? And you started only last week. When does she sit again?
Tomorrow.
I suppose you'll finish by next week. That means you can start the bishop on Friday.
I told you I wouldn't paint the bishop.
Oh, yes, you will, Jerry. We need the money. Now, this business of only painting pretty women is all right, but I found out that it isn't the women who pay and pay. It's bishops.
Oh.
And then bishops are so restful. No husbands to worry over, no love letters to get back. Jerry, I don't remember your ever writing a love letter to a bishop. While the women you paint.
Hang it. You don't have to keep reminding me. I'm through with them all.
Yes, dear. I know you are. I've the canceled checks to prove it.
Oh? How do you expect me to paint when you keep on nagging like that? Nagging about checks and women and letters. Makes me nervous. It upsets me.
Jerry, you've been writing letters again.
I haven't. At least only one. Anyway, it's none of your business.
Oh, if you just forget how to write, dear. If you just develop a writer's cramp, or housemaid's knee, or something. Is it Clarabelle Brent?
How'd you know?
Well, you painted her last, didn't you? Let me see. I suppose you're at the South Sea stage.
What do you mean, South Sea stage?
You're such a comfort, Jerry. You know, you've got your system so perfected that I can always tell just where you are in your lovemaking. You see, when you're sketching her in, you discover she's different from any woman you ever knew. And when you start on the background, you discover that I've never really understood you. And by the time you've finished the picture, you've reached the South Sea stage with the faint, elusive fragrance of jasmine in the moonlight.
And then what do I do?
You start another picture. Did you ask Clarabelle to elope with you? To walk out hand in hand to some magical isle in the tropical seas? And is she going?
Nope.
Jerry, she didn't turn you down.
She didn't answer my letter, and I wrote it last week.
Oh, the nasty little cat. I don't blame you for being nervous.
Oh, for heaven's sake, keep still. I don't want to talk about her.
But, Jerry, if Clarabelle...
Clarabelle, I tell you, I'm through with Clarabelle. Hello? Hello? Clarabelle, no, I said no. No, you mustn't. Not now. I said not now. But Clara, hello? Hello? Central? She rang off.
I don't blame her the way you talked.
But hang it all, she's just around the corner. She's coming here.
Well, why shouldn't she? If you're going to elope, you've got to start from somewhere.
But I don't want to elope. I don't like her type. She's got black hair. I'm sick of black hair. She's intense. I detest intense women. She's misunderstood by her husband. I loathe wives that are misunderstood by their husbands. Oh, there she is. There she is. Now look here. You've got to stay and meet her. Don't you dare leave me alone.
Wait a minute, Jerry. Are you going to paint the bishop?
No, I'm not going to paint the bishop.
Jerry, listen to me. I'm tired of straightening things out for you. I'm tired of being the third angle in your triangle. I'm through. Do you understand? I'm through.
Anne, please, just this once. I can't be left alone.
I'm going into this room. You can fight this thing out for yourself. But if you change your mind about the bishop, ring the bell.
Gerald, I've been ringing and ringing.
Oh, have you? I didn't hear.
Oh, what does it matter? At last, I'm here with you. When I got your letter, I tried to write, but I tore it up. I wrote 5, 10 answers. But Gerald, every one of them was no.
Oh, then it's all right.
Yes, dear, I've changed my mind.
What?
Gerald, I've left Augustus forever. I'm yours.
Clarabelle, when I wrote that letter, I didn't realize what I was asking. I can't let you sacrifice yourself like this. I can't. Clarabelle, I give you up.
Gerald, I knew you were fine, but I never dreamed you could be as fine as this. But you shan't. I'm willing to give up everything.
No.
My husband, my friends.
No, it's asking too much.
I'm glad to go.
I can't let you do it.
I insist.
And I refuse.
Gerald, I won't go back. What are you doing?
I'm I'm ringing for the bishop.
Bishop? What bishop?
I mean, my wife. You must meet her.
Oh, I see. You're going to tell her now.
You mean about our...
Had you rather I did it?
No, don't do that. No. Good Lord, here she comes.
Did you call me, Jerry? Oh, don't you look nice and cozy with a fire and everything? Oh, I do love an open fire. And this, I suppose, is Miss Williams?
Williams? My name isn't Williams.
Oh, isn't it? Oh, now, wait. No, don't tell me. Let me guess. Black hair and blue eyes. I know. It's Genevieve Barlow, of course.
Anne, are you crazy? This is Mrs. Brent.
Brent? Brent. Oh, yes. Didn't Jerry paint you once?
Of course.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You see, I'm fearfully stupid about names. Won't you sit down?
Mrs. Page, I want to explain.
Oh, no. No explanation is necessary. But while we talk, I think I'll just mend one of these cushions. Jerry, next time you sit on the floor with Miss Barton, you must pay some attention. You scorched the whole corner off.
Barton? What Miss Barton?
Oh, just one of Jerry's little friends. Jerry's studio cushions always get worn out so quickly.
Now, Anne, I simply won't have this.
Yes, dear, I know, but you must get a hassock for Mrs. Trent.
Brent, Mrs. Page. Brent.
Oh, how stupid. Mrs. Trent was a blonde, of course.
Mrs. Page, there's something you must know.
No, not now.
Jerry, you mustn't interrupt like that. Really, you mustn't.
We feel the time has come for telling you.
Are you sure it has come? Sometimes if you wait, there's nothing to tell. Now, if you take my advice, Mrs. Barlow.
My name is not Barlow.
Oh, how absurd. You see, the one before the last one was named Barlow.
The one before the last what?
The next to the last lady that Jerry wanted to elope with. He wanted to go to China with her. Now it's the South Seas. He simply aches to go down there and shoot batiks.
Oh.
Jerry, where are you going?
Out for a minute. I forgot something.
Jerry, you come back here and sit down. You know, really, I can't think what's gotten into Jerry today. He seems so nervous. Now, with the Fontanelle woman, he was really enthusiastic.
What? Not the dancer.
Didn't he ever tell you about her? Oh, she was a lovely little thing. So sympathetic. With a husband, of course, who didn't understand her nature. Jerry, do show Mrs. Brent those love letters you wrote to Mrs. Fontanelle, especially the one about the faint, elusive fragrance of jasmine in the moonlight.
I'll be darned if I do.
Stop! I won't have you trampling on our sacred feelings. I can see what you're trying to do. You're trying to frighten me, but you can't. I understand Jerry, as you never have. You're simply crushing his soul. He told me so.
Jerry, did you tell Mrs. Brent I was crushing your soul?
Well, not exactly.
That settles it.
What do you mean?
I mean that I am through being the third angle, my dear. I'm going to give you up.
Oh, that's fine. That's noble.
But I don't want to be given up.
Hush, Jerry. This is my great hour, and I won't have you spoiling it. I'll step out of your life now, this moment.
Here, wait a minute.
Where are you going?
Now that I know, I can't bear to stand between you another minute. You'll find Jerry's shirts in the sewing table, Clarabelle. There are buttons off of all of them.
Mrs. Page, I didn't mean you to do anything like this so suddenly.
It's the only way. The sooner the break, the better. Oh, yes, I forgot. Jerry's winter flannels are in the highboy. See that he puts them on in November, dear, or he gets all sniffly and the colds make him cross.
Now, look here. Are you going to stop this drivel?
Please, Jerry, don't spoil the beauty of this moment. I want to remember it always. Oh, I almost forgot.
What?
Jerry's checkbook. And he's overdrawn again. You'll have to go down and fix it, dear. He's added, you see, instead of subtracted, $75.
Wait, you can't go. Don't you see? I don't want to be left here alone with Gerald.
But that's what you wanted. Hand in hand to the South Seas and all that sort of thing.
But hang it all, I don't want to go to the South Seas.
Oh, wait a minute. Here's a paper. Now I'll look up the ships. Let's see. Oh, there's one going tonight. Let's see. Empress of China.
I won't. Do you hear, Clarabelle? I won't. You can't make me.
You brute. Do you think I'd go with you now? With your Bartons and Trents and Fontenelles? Not if you were the last man on earth.
And the Manchu. Well, now let's see. Yes. The Canton. That's it. It's sailing. This is splendid. It's sailing tonight. Now you've got just time to make it comfortably if you hurry.
Wait.
But you'll miss the boat.
I want to miss it. Don't you see? There's my husband. I haven't really thought about him. He loves me, and his heart is weak. Who would break it to Augustus?
What's his number? I'll call him.
No.
Well, but perhaps he won't care.
Won't care? Oh, how can you? Of course he'll care. He'll come right over and shoot Gerald.
Why should he? I'm not shooting you.
No, you're not. I don't know. I don't like the way you're acting. I don't like it at all.
Do you want me to shoot you?
No.
Then what's your husband's number?
I won't tell you.
All right. Information, please. Information. What's the number of Mr. August Brent? The office number.
Stop her. Oh, if you were a man, you'd stop her.
I can't stop her. Once she begins, nobody can stop her.
Plaza 38742. Thank you. Hello? Plaza 38742, please.
No, don't you dare. Don't you dare call him.
Hello? Plaza 38742? Hello. Is Mr. Brent there? Thank you.
Now, this has got to stop. I say this has got to stop.
I don't want to go. I don't. I hate your husband. Hate him.
Hello, Mr. Brent. This is Mrs. Page speaking. Mrs. Gerald Page.
No, don't. Please don't. Give me that phone. Gus, is that you? I want to meet you for dinner. I'll come down and we'll go somewhere. Yes, dear. Just you and I. Yes. Goodbye. There. I'm going, and I never want to see you or your precious husband again. Never. Never.
Now, wait a minute, Clarabelle. You have a letter from Gerald about jasmine and moonlight? I'd like it for our collection.
There. Take it. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Hello? Hello, operator? Give me Plaza 36432.
Good Lord. You're not calling her husband again.
Plaza 36432? Her husband? No, dear. May I speak to Bishop Wilson? Thank you. Darling, mix a drink.
Huh?
Thank you for listening. This has been Silver City Community Theater Radio Hour. I'm Wendy Spurgeon, your hostess here with weekly radio theater entertainment, meticulously edited by Chris Wellman of Mystic Way Productions, and featuring the fresh, locally sourced talent of Silver City Community Theater. We're right here Sundays at 4 on Gila Members Community Radio, KURU 89.1 FM, Silver City, New Mexico. Online at gmcr.org. We hope you join us next week. Next week is Father's Day, so we have some special Father's Day programming for you won't want to miss. Thank you again so much. Have a great day. Bye for now.